have your different connections down here. These are all your different modules that you're connected to. You've got controlled shutdowns, electrical trips, so it will move these controllers around based on if they have any alarms that are active at the time. You can group them by status. You can sort them by module names. You can search for them by module names or USB IDs. You've also got the shortcut here to manage your gateways and modules, which would then take you to the page to add uh, gateways and stuff like that. You've got your cog wheel to take you to your admin section to be able to get you to your settings, stuff like that. This would be the map that shows up if you're using GPS on your 890. You can actually see where it's at on the map and how many are in that general location as well. You've got events. This just shows you what kind of events have triggered. If you've got the event trigger set up, engine starts, stops, fuel fill events, all kinds of stuff here once you've got those tailored to your liking. So these are the different color codes for auto start controllers, mains failure controllers, and ATO. Yellow is a warning, red is a shutdown, purple is the electrical trip. When they turn gray, that means they're offline, and when they're green, that means they're running or actively producing some kind of power or transferring load or whatever it may be. This is your event trigger page. So you would click on the cogwheel up here, click on event triggers, and then you can click the plus button in order to create event triggers. So you can select a module variant, whatever modules are hooked up to your system. You can do a low fuel alarm. You can name it. You can trigger on fuel level. If it's less than, set a percentage. Once you get to a return level, if it gets to that, it would then clear the alarm. And then you can choose how to alert you, whether by email, SMS, mobile notification. And then you put in your email, your SMS number, and you can also do a notification group. If you've got multiple people underneath an organization, you can choose that group and it would just send it to everybody. And then once you click that, then you got to select what modules you want that event for. So, like this one, they've got 3 different generators, Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3. So if any one of those 3 or all 3 of them hit that low fuel level, it would then send an alert for that event trigger. And then as you can see, you've got a history here so you can see how often it's been done. You've got a green check mark here showing that it's enabled. You can edit that using the edit button, or you can, if you don't no longer need it, you can hit the delete button as well to get rid of it. The reports, so you can generate reports by going to the reports tab, hit the plus button, that will bring up a report. So you can name it, type of report. You can do an instrument snapshot like we've done in this one, and then you would select whatever instrument you want. Show units, you do it as a CSV, time zone, put in an email that you want it set to. If you want it to go to a group, you can actually schedule this on a recurring schedule as well. And again, we'll go into more detail on that once I get to the real time. So you can do it monthly on days on the first of the month, and then you would set a, next due on with a start time in order to get that going. Excuse me. Oh, you've got you can, once you've got that report in there, excuse me, it'll show when it was last scheduled run when it's due again. You've got a button to run it now. You've got a history, an edit button, and a delete button if you want to get rid of it as well. All right, that's the log. So this is a template. This is the little gauge screen here. So you can do a template to change the way the screens look. You can click the plus button here, add a template. You're going to select the module variant. You can copy an existing template like this one, and we're going to copy the global 8610 that's already in the system. And then it's going to come up with this page here, and you can then move these gauges around. You can delete buttons. You can add things based on these different widgets here in order to change the way WebNet looks and make it customizable to your liking. So as you can see, we drug over another gauge over here. You can name it whatever you want. You can change the X and the Y axis to make it bigger or smaller. You can anchor it at different points. You can change the style of it, large ammeters. You can connect it to whatever instrument is available in that controller and then make it work. So now we're going to go in, and that is the end of the slideshow here. So I will end this, and we'll close all that. So this is my WebNet that I have hooked up right now. So as you can see, I've got 4 controllers here. I've got 2 generators, a group controller, and a mains controller that are currently online in a standby state. So I can click on one of those icons that takes me into the actual page. You can see I've got now my generator page will give me voltages. You've got volts here. You've got your amps, kW, kVA, and this is all the standard stuff here. Um, Up here in the top left, you've got the actual information about the controller, what the state is, what the main states are, what the load state, supervisor state, what mode it's in, what application it's in, your USB ID, what the model of the controller is, all that fun stuff. You've also got an event log here on the left-hand side that you can expand, so it'll tell you any warnings, engine starts, stops, fuel remaining, fuel fill events, any kind of alarm or notification you get will be in this event log, just like the event log on the controller itself. Across the top here, you've got your different tabs. You've got your generator, your mains, engine, inputs, outputs. So if you go to the engine section here, you can see we'll have battery voltage. We've got coolant temp, fuel level. Your hour meter is inside of the RPM gauge as well. And then you've got all your control buttons on each page as well. You can see your inputs here, and just so I can show you here, whenever something does become active, it will show up just like that fault does right there. It turns green, it closes. You can hear the alarm in the background. You can see the alarm status is flashing as well. And then when I reset that alarm, everything clears out. So it is in real time. It is pretty quick. You've got your outputs as well, so you can watch the state of your outputs. They will fill in for whatever you've got them set up as. If you do have any flexible senders here, you can set those up. I don't have anything set up here, but you can set them up if they are there. And then you've got your alarm screen here as well. And again, we'll set that off just so you can see it will show up in the warning box and it'll tell you what it is. So the system is pretty quick to respond depending on your connection. You've also got a calendar here as well, so you can keep track of any kind of what days alarms came on, this basically like your event log. So each day it'll show you what's going on. So those are all the pages for a generator screen. You can click on just underneath the DSE, you can click on WebNet. That takes you back here. And then again, your manage gateways and modules, you can click on that. And this will take you here where you can then click on the plus button, add in your gateway USB ID, your gateway password. You would be able to add it here. If I click on the edit button here, these are the screens, or this would be the next screen that shows up. And then you can turn on and off controllers here. So I can get rid of these two here and just keep this. Click OK here. Now I've just got the two. And if I come back to the WebNet tab, now you can see I've only got the 2 gen sets here. So you got to make sure whatever controllers you want to see are checked off to make sure that they are added to the screen. If they're not, just come back in here and edit it, add them to it, and then you can come back over and add those back in. Um, as far as the 890 itself, this is one of the features that you don't get whenever you are a user. You have to be an organization in order to get it. So if you click on your controller, it takes you in here. You can see you've got connection made to, and it gives you the USB ID of the gateway, the 890 Mark II, and mine is using an Ethernet connection. If I put my mouse over it, you can see it underlines that, and I can click on it, and it will actually open up a new tab and take me to the 890 itself. So I don't have to be connected once it's programmed. I don't have to be physically connected to the 890. I can do some things remotely via just clicking on it in this page. So as you can see here, once you're connected, you've got your different modules that are connected. As long as they're communicating, you'll get a green light here. And then if you want to add another one, you can add 485 USB or Ethernet. If you do 485, you would then just add a Modbus ID number. If you want to use GPS, you can check that box. Otherwise, you can put in your own GPS coordinates if you would like, and then you would hit apply. Once you do that, you would save config, the 890 would reboot, and then you would be good to go to add that module at that point. The configuration side, you can see your password and all that fun stuff. Mine is done DHCP, so it does its own. I could take that off and do my own IP address if I would like to. So this is where you would need that IT department information if you're going to do any kind of static stuff here. WebNet this is going to be, the address is never going to change. It's always going to be www.dsewebnet.com. And then your connection method, you can do auto, you can do GSM, you can do Ethernet, or you can not even connect at all. So if you're using Ethernet or GSM, I would suggest selecting either one. If you do the auto, just keep in mind it's only going to swap on the failure of either or. So if you're connected via Ethernet, you do have a SIM card in there, you have it on auto, your SIM card is valid. If your Ethernet connection fails, it will then swap over to the cellular connection. However, when the Ethernet comes back, it's not going to automatically go back to Ethernet. It's going to wait until the cellular connection fails before it goes back over to Ethernet. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't go back to a preferred band. It's just going to stay on one until it fails. Then it would swap over to the other one. You've got your MQTT settings. If you're going to do MQTT, you would set all that up here. And then GSM settings. I do have a SIM card. I use SIM-base. So I've got my APN here. That gives me my GSM if I decide to turn it on. And then I can set my location, my latitude, longitude if I would like. And then any kind of IO I can set as an inputs. Here you got output, WebNet active, module inactive, stuff like that. And then you can name it whatever you want as well. You've got the time. You can do 24-hour time. You can use module event times. You can set your time zone here. This is the big one, sync time to module. If this is turned on, whatever module you're connected to is going to run off of the 890 module time. So if you've got the wrong time zone set here, your controller is going to have the wrong time zone set on that. And you can go in using config suite trying to fix that time, and it's always going to revert back to this. So if you don't want that to happen, just make sure that box is unchecked for sync time to modules, and then you can set your time in the deep sea module genset controller without having to worry about it being changed by the 890. And then you got your file system here with the debug info. You can upgrade your network firmware here. You can format all of your different files stuff here. So over time, if it gets too cluttered, you can always format it to reset it. You're not going to lose any connections or anything like that. It just helps clean things up and gets information going again if it's kind of stacked up. You got your status page here. You got your USB ID, what software version you're on, your GSM version, all that kind of fun stuff. You've got your network page here, tells me, you know, what my IP is, all that stuff.